The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with me this evening. It's a beautiful day down here. It's supposed to be autumn, but it's absolutely grand. It's a little bit cooler. Still short sleeves and just a jumper, light jumper at night occasionally. Just perfect. We're so lucky to be alive, and even more lucky to know about trading and be involved with trading. So would one of you kindly just type in the question box that you can hear me all right? I always worry that these electoral things sometimes don't work. Norbert's my man, first in. Thank you, Norbert. Norbert lives in the coal country in Canada. And Thomas is with us as well. Welcome, Thomas. It's great to have you with us. And of course, we've got most of our stalwarts here. They're always here. Anthony's down in Sydney, and it's good to have you, my friend. Bo's with us. Lord, I haven't heard from Bo for years and years and years. How wonderful to have you with us, Bo. I trust you and your family are well. And David, of course, many Davids. This one's a tutorial guy. Gabe in California, he's a tutorial guy as well. George, the other George, many Georges. Greg, Greg is this particular Greg is a wealth manager who used to live in Colorado Springs, where his business was based. Lovely chap. I've met him, know him personally. And he's now in Texas, I think. Here we are from Norwood. You're up against quite a competition tonight. Yes, I guess we are indeed. I have got it listed to record, and it's not to be missed, is it? Okay, great stuff. Let me just continue here. Greg Palladini's with us. Greg, welcome back. We've missed you for the last month at webinars. I haven't noticed you there, and I thought maybe you were off having a holiday, or given the price of Bitcoin, you might have just decided you needed some time to count your money. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be something else, that debate, isn't it? Okay, so Isaac's with us, Jay's with us, lots of people with us, all our usual friends, wonderful. Justin, of course, special welcome to you, my friend. Glad to have you. Mark L. wouldn't be a party without Mark. We can't start without him. I think that's Danielcode law now. Milton's with us. Wonderful to have you, Milton. Norbert, of course, we've already greeted. Peter Mack, who's not a day trader. Sean down in Adelaide. And many others, including Toddy over there in Southern California, another one we haven't seen for a while. So grand to have you, and Trevor, all of you guys, welcome. Yes, Greg's been traveling for a bit, back on the saddle now. Okay, so most exciting event for us today, and I hope it'll be exciting for you, and it's called Freedom. This will set you free. So without more ado, let's move straight on and see what we have to offer you. Just let me break this for one moment, folks. I'll be right back with you. Yes, apologies, folks. I have dogs and cats, and sometimes the dogs don't conform to our timetable. They have their own timetable, and he needed my attention just for a moment. Okay, so you know that markets are rational, orderly, and sometimes predictable, and that the Danielcode is a set of proprietary ratios that control time and price in all markets. And today, this all leads up to you finding the Danielcode time cycles and the Danielcode time signals for trading. And this is the best trading system I know, and the best trading system I've ever seen or heard of. And until now, it's only been available at the Danielcode tutorial, which hasn't been entirely the best method of predicting that. So today we want to give you a whole new program. It's called Teach Yourself to Trade Futures and Forex. And what it involves is eventually to find freedom. Now, this is not hyperbole. We have all sorts of freedoms. The vast majority of us live in democratic countries where we abide by the rule of law, which limits our freedoms pretty much by the consensus of the populace. And if we get to the stage we don't like the government's actions, we have a periodic opportunity to throw them out and get someone else, which is a good thing. And that's what the big debate tonight's about as well. It's a constant living program. But when we think about how much freedom we've got, there is one big limitation. And that is, how much money do you have? So it's always a rather crass thing to talk about money, but futures and forex trading is entirely about money. The purpose of trading is to make money. That's the sole purpose of it. It does have some social benefits. It does have some psychological benefits. But basically, the business of trading is the business of making money. And back in the day, there was a famous, or should I say an infamous character called Bernie Cornfeld. I don't know that many of you are old enough to remember Bernie, but some of you might. And Bernie essentially invented mutual funds. That's what he did. And he had an amazing sales force of all the best, the very best salesmen in the world. I knew a lot of them personally, outstanding salesmen, all of them. Bernie started all his presentations by saying, "Do you sincerely want to be rich?" And it always seemed to me that the answer to that was an unequivocal yes. Of course I want to be rich. Why do I want to be rich? Because to be rich means you can have more of the good things in life. And I don't mean by that all of you necessarily want to be a Buffett or a Bezos or whoever you like. But being rich is the ultimate freedom. So I'm not particularly rich, but I'm comfortable and have been for a long time. What does that mean? Well, it means you can have the house that you want in the area that you want. I've got a very pleasant one-story house because I'm reaching a stage where stairs are not the best thing to have around me. And we have a one-story house, a bungalow, if you like, and it's on 2 acres of land, beautiful land, wonderful, prosperous land. Everything grows here in a rural subdivision, about 10 minutes from the big smoke, or for me, the big enough smoke. I'm not fond of being cramped in. I'm not fond of having lots and lots of people around me. I'm a bit of an iconoclast in that respect. But being rich means you can have the house you want. You can give the children the education you want. You can give them a better start in life. For yourself and your family, you can have the car that you want. Doesn't mean it's going to be an expensive car. I mean, I'm passionate about motor cars, as some of you know, and I have exactly the car that I want, and it's a 3 Series BMW. And I believe, for my eye at least, that the 2000 series of BMWs, which will become veteran cars next year at 25 years of age, I think they're the most beautiful car that BMW's ever made. And I have 2 of them. And it's now getting to the stage it's difficult to maintain them. One of them needed new injectors, and we found out that there are no new injectors for that model in Australia. They've got to come out here from England. So that's a bit of an inconvenience, but it's the car I wanted. In fact, as I say, they're so nice, I actually have 2 of them. I bought 2 of them, one for my wife and one for my daughter, a long time ago. And they are beautiful motor cars. I happen to think that the 1995 Audi A5 is the most beautiful coupe on the market, and I bought one of those for my son. So having enough money means you can buy more of the things you want. So the answer to everyone, and you can get right down to the basics of a better living standard, better food, better healthcare, better education, better everything. The answer to do you sincerely want to be rich, which I would rephrase as do you sincerely want to be rich enough, is to me an outstanding yes, of course I do. And I think the very vast majority of people want to be richer. And the simple way of doing that, the simplest way I know, is to learn to trade Danielcode futures and Forex, because the business of trading is the business of making money. So our whole total new program that we're releasing on Monday is going to bring you the Danielcode in a different way and at a much cheaper price point. The secret of Daniel's code was given to me free. That doesn't mean it didn't have costs associated with it. I had to buy a lot of machinery. I had to buy all sorts of computer programs, all sorts of tools before I could unpuzzle that locked up puzzle and get the benefit of it. And that cost me quite a lot of money at the time. And so for you, this program was given to me free, and it's always been my wish to give it to you free. But that doesn't mean without cost. There is cost. There's cost of running a business. There's cost of paying rent, staff, travel, insurance, various health benefits that you can think of. But with this new program, we've made it just as cheap as we possibly can. And what it is that I've now packaged the Danielcode trading program into various modules, and there's 7 of them, and they're all about 90 minutes, some of them a few minutes longer, a few minutes shorter. And we've been able to reduce the cost of that so much that if you were to undertake all of the modules that I recommend you take, your cost would be less than $4,900, which is a saving of $2,600 odd. Or if you prefer, you can only take the selected programs that you want. And most of you will want to jump straight onto the Danielcode time signals. And that's fine. But most of these individual modules are $6.99. Or if you like, I'm happy to extend your terms on that you can pay $4.99 down and the balance at 45 days. So I'm trying to make this as accessible and as easy for you as I possibly can. So it's learn as you go, pay as you go. Do it in your time. Your teacher will still be me, and as you know, many of you have followed me and known me for years and years and years. And quite simply, the Danielcode continuous trading method is by far the safest and most profitable trading program that we have ever seen or heard of. And I guess what flows from that is you'll often hear me talk about the returns that some of our clients have got, which are quite sensational. And those of you who've been with us for a while know all about that. You've seen the interviews that they've been kind enough to do with me. Mark L., who's with us today, Justin from the Hunter Valley in Queensland, in New South Wales, I should say, who's also with us today, and Scott and Amy from Boulder, Colorado. Wonderful people, and they've all been kind enough to say, we're happy to share our stuff with you. And of course, Greg Palladini, who's a stalwart of Danielcode. And Greg came to an initial tutorial when I was teaching in, I guess it must have been Los Angeles probably. But I wasn't teaching time cycles at that time, and Greg came back some years later just to learn about trading time cycles. Now, Greg himself is a wealth manager and a super trader in California, and he said, look, I'm going to do this new tutorial, and what I'm planning on doing is posting everything that happens to me, good or bad, in the Danielcode forum, which all members can see. And he did that for a long period of time. And you can see all of those posts from Greg. You go to forum and find a link that says Danielcode trading tutorial or something like that. And Greg's willingness to share with us everything about what he'd learned, what his trading was, how he's developed that. Wonderful, wonderful gift. So I've had, and you've had, great help from so many people who've been prepared to volunteer to share with us their experiences of Danielcode. So by making this a learn as you go and pay as you go progress program, I'm hoping to make it far more affordable to a whole lot of people. You only have to take the modules you want. I have views about the modules you should take and the right way to take them, but I'm not going to insist on anything. It's up to you. Freedom of choice. You can do the modules you want. As soon as you finish those, you can move on to the next module, or you can pay for the whole lot at once. It's up to you. But now, for the first time, we're offering the whole of the Danielcode tutorial material, both for Forex and futures. Now, let me emphasize, we mainly talk about futures in these programs for a number of reasons. One is that I do this stuff usually at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for you, and Forex data at that stage with Trade Navigator is not always available. But futures is, and we do give that an emphasis. However, I want to stress that Forex trades exactly the same as futures on the Danielcode trading systems. I know everyone tries to pretend that Forex is a bit different. They like to call a tick the smallest amount of market can move. They call it a pip. A lot of people in Forex go to lengths to try to distinguish themselves from futures trading. But the reality is they're all markets. And what you're actually seeing when you look at a financial chart for futures, whether it be equities, commodities, T-bonds, whatever you like, or Forex, what you are seeing is a compilation of the psychological feeling of the mass of participants. And that's why everything works exactly the same. It's human nature. And don't be frightened to tell someone what you're doing and invite them to do it as well. It's much more fun for many of you if you're trading with a friend. And it's a funny business, this, because normally when something is so scintillatingly and obviously huge as trading a Danielcode is, the world is clamoring to get on board, and people are clamoring to share that information. With trading, I've found it's exactly the opposite. The most common comment that I get is, oh, goodness sake, don't tell everybody, it'll ruin it. Well, let me tell you, it won't ruin it, folks. I've tested that back until 1942, some of it a bit earlier. It is exactly the same. Futures are the same. Forex is the same. All markets within futures are the same. All markets within Forex are the same. Nothing changes. They're all literally bound by the Danielcode. And that's quite logical if you think about the fact that Danielcode is quite simply the DNA of markets. It is based on time, and it's based on the most basic number of time, the length of average length of a lunar month. Excuse me. And that's the most basic measurement of time in our universe, one of the two most basic. The other one is a year, which is always part of the Danielcode trading program. But knowing the length of a synodic month, which is the average length of a calendar month, that was the big breakthrough when I was delving through the material to try and find something that was hugely beneficial to us. So with this idea of teach yourself trading, you can teach yourself as much or as little as you need. Some of you will find that you can mix and match to your own personal requirements, whatever you need. Some of you have got a fair knowledge of trading. There'll be a lot of stuff you'll say, I don't really need that. But you can take all of the courses or any of the courses that are covered in the live Danielcode trading tutorial, which I've offered for years, and you've heard clients and me speak about it quite often. So importantly, you can teach yourself to create and trade Danielcode time signals. This is the program that is taking the trading world by storm. In those 4 interviews, all of which are on the front page, the landing page of the Danielcode website, you'll hear Mark talking about his experience from learning Danielcode. You'll hear Amy and Scott talking about the same on different markets. Mark did his on natural gas in 2016, which is our boilerplate paper trading exercise. Amy and Scott did wheat, and they did the Russell. And Justin did everything. Justin just had a massive brain. He threw himself so much into paper trading. He traded every market you can think of, and hundreds, I mean literally hundreds of different time periods. And the one thing that stood out more than anything else in Justin's trading is, yes, he got pretty much the results that the other guys have got up there in that multi-100% range. I mean multi-100%. 300, 400, 500, 600, keep going. When you get to Mark L, he's up above 900. He's actually at 1,000 plus a little bit. Unheard of returns. But Justin just went every market he could find. He went through it with the Danielcode trading program, and he tabulated all those results. And you can see them. The 2 videos by Justin are on the website on the homepage, or you can scroll through some of our previous videos and of webinars, and you can hear them all talking to you. And of course, Greg Palladini's testimony to learning Danielcode time signals is on the website under the forum link and the tab Danielcode trading program. I do recommend you read that, folks. It's very, very important. That's the program. Danielcode time trading is the program that's making the, as I say, 400, 600, 800, keep going if you like, percent on margin, which is quite extraordinary. So you've heard those people talking, and you can interview. I've done interviews with them. They kindly agreed to. You can watch them. Just go to the Danielcode website, www.thedanielcode.com, and you'll see. Yes, excuse me. Yes, I'm just picking up on some notes here from Greg. Yes, we'll talk about that as we go. So these are the basic modules that we're presenting. The first one is a general introduction to futures and Forex. For some of you who may never have traded before, have never seen a financial chart, if you're in that position, that's great. You're going to make an ideal student, because I haven't got to spend a lot of time getting rid of all your bad habits that all of us develop when we're left to be trading on our own. And then it will be Danielcode, what it is, where it comes from. That's important, because this is going to affect the rest of your life. Get this right and you're going to change your life. What did Mark L say, talking about his discovery of Danielcode time signals? He said, it has changed my life. John Needham and the Danielcode have changed my life. And he's written there, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Danielcode changed my life. Okay, so after that will come creating and trading price signals, then creating and trading time signals, then a catch-all, which I'm now calling Trade Sense, all the known and unknown tricks that make your trading more efficient and profitable. As an example, we have 4 ways of determining trend. and you need to know that, and you need to understand how we have 3 separate highs and 3 separate lows for every single bar. Learn about FlipMe. Learn about other trade sense type technologies that will be incorporated in your trading. And create, of course, your special Danielcode time charts and separately your special Danielcode price charts. And the final 2 modules is a 4-month walk with me through a daily futures chart of equities or Forex, and a 4-month walk through a daily chart of US T-bonds, or if you prefer Forex. And that will round out your learning of everything in the Danielcode. And I can repeat that by saying we've got a lot of other things coming for you. One will be creating and reading 6-day charts. One will be day trading equities, day trading commodities, and day trading Forex. Now, let me tell you, I'm not a fan of day trading. I did it for years. I've traded every conceivable combination of time or price, day traded it down to 3 tick bars, would you believe? I used to, this when I was living in New Zealand, and stay up all night with these damn charts like spiders walking up and down the wall. I'm not a fan of day trading, but I do know that quite a lot of you are using prop firms to finance your trading, and they are basically all based on paper trading. So I'm certainly going to teach you the best and safest way to day trade, and there'll be separate modules. We should have them available conservatively in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll also have a module on long-term forecasting for equities. It's not for everyone, but I'll be more than happy to teach you how I do it, and literally anything else that you ask for. If there's something I've missed out on that would be beneficial, would make your trading more profitable, more efficient, or even more fun, let me know, and if I can possibly do it for you, I will. Okay, so what do you need to start? Just ask yourself, and perhaps you need a $5 calculator, if you can count to 3 forward and back until red from blue, I can make you a super trader. That's basically all you need. I teach you all of the rest of it. If you know nothing about trading futures or Forex, you've never seen a trading chart, that's better. I don't have to get to work to lose your bad habits, which is always a problem. If you're new to trading, I will show you how. If you're already a competent trader, I'll make you better. And I don't care how good you think you are. Unless you're knocking out that 600, 700, 800% plus on margin, that's the test. And my bet is you're not doing it, because I don't know any other program in the world that has even claimed to ever be able to do it. That is how extraordinary the Danielcode is. So on a Monday, how this is going to work, all of the modules will be on a new Teach Yourself to Trade page, which you'll all be able to access. Just register at the Danielcode. Registration is free. Go to the website and click on the register button, fill in your details. If you've got an email that involves Yahoo, give me an alternate email, because we've had endless problems with emails to folks who've got an @Yahoo email address, returning the emails or not delivering them. So they'll all be there, and you'll be able to just click the button if you are paying the whole price, and the video will appear on your Teach Yourself to Trade page, our new page, within before the next trading session in any event. If you, for those of you that require time, as I said, almost all of these modules are $6.99. You can pay $4.99 now and the balance in 45 days. If you want to take up that option, you just need to send me an email, jneedham@thedanielcode.com. Just say I'm buying the XYZ option and I'd like terms, and I will invoice you straight away. Our website can't do that. It's not sophisticated enough. And as you know, it works fine for what we want. So I don't meddle with things for the sake of meddling. Not that it's me anyway, it's all Terry, poor bloke. He does a marvellous job for us. So on Monday, all of the modules will be on your new Teach Yourself to Trade page. So just click the button to buy any of the modules. If you require terms, just email me, jneedham@thedanielcode.com. And I think this is going to be a most exciting ride for a lot of people. So let's talk about Danielcode trading in a generic sense. In futures trading, and remember, I talk mainly about futures for a number of reasons, but Forex works exactly the same. And when we're giving specific numbers for any market, as we're going to do here, it's comparable through to all markets. The same ratios apply everywhere. And in futures trading, margin is what you have to pay to be able to trade futures contracts. Both the buyer and the seller have to put up margin. That's an amount set by the exchange, in our case mainly the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and you have to put that money up before you can trade a futures contract. And that's the good faith money from both sides. And after that, the broker will ensure that you have sufficient funds in your account to meet the maintenance requirements. And that's why when we talk about results, I always say you should express it as a percentage of margin, because margin is the indisputable fact that we all have to face to trade. If you say, I want to convert that to a percent on my account, well, it depends on the size of your account. A conservative way is that many brokers still like to see twice margin in your trading account, in which case simply halve the percentages that I've been talking about. They're still massive, they are still unheard of, and they are simply unparalleled to the best of my knowledge. So let's have a look at the Russell 2000 as an example. At the moment, the daily range has just been reduced massively. In fact, I sometimes wonder if these equity markets are alive or they're hibernating. But it's reduced. The average daily range, or the ATR we call it, is reduced massively due to a run of small ranges. But for most of the year, it has vacillated either side of 38.4. And for all markets, you'll learn at least 4 methods of determining apparent trend, and that will affect our risk management and how we use stops. And when we think our trade will be with the apparent trend at the time we place the order, or the order rolls over, we try to hold that trade. When we think our new order will be against the apparent trend, we'll use a different stop loss method and we'll minimize our risk. And those of you who've completed the Danielcode trading tutorial will recall me saying often that we hardly ever exceed the value of one average true range bar, and we never risk more than 150% of ATR, and then only very, very rarely. So what does that mean in real dollars? So I'm still using the Russell 2000 futures contract as the example here, folks. Remember, there are lots of new micro contracts around. You can trade futures for far, far less than the numbers I'm talking about. But one ATR at the most common range this year in dollars is $1,920. And that's the risk for a normal trade. If we're taking a trade against the apparent trend, the risk is considerably less. How do we know what the apparent trend is? I will teach you. The module will teach you. There's an extensive module on the methods of determining risk and the method of determining trend and the best ways to use them. And as a risk-reward trading program, you think about our usual risk is no more than 27% of margin. It's simply unmatched. There's just no one's ever been able to do this before. And as you know, it's only through an act of God that we are able to do this. And of course, many futures markets, considerably less margin. You can trade futures markets with less than $400 margin. And wonderfully, all markets trade the same with Danielcode. Futures or Forex, big or small. Forex allows you to scale up or down, and modern Forex platforms are quite fluid in that respect. So why choose Danielcode? Well, I've been the discoverer of Danielcode. I've been trading futures and Forex since 1995. Before that, I traded stocks for many, many years. My father was a great man for stocks, and I traded a lot of stocks with him while he was with us. I've been teaching folks to trade since 2004. And the Danielcode website has been public since late 2007. We've been doing this for a long time. We know a whole lot about trading. Go through all of the YouTube videos that we create from our these webinar sessions, and you'll see there are many, many of them over years and years. We've been doing this a long time. We know a great deal about it. But it's very important who you choose to teach you about trading, because great traders do not necessarily make great teachers. Much more important than what the promoters say is what students who have done the course say. So let me get you to do this. Think of the best known trading plan out there. It's got the word wave in it. And it was not invented by the current proponent of it, but he developed the modern version of it. And he himself, Bob, was a great trader. There's absolutely no doubt about that. When he was a younger man, he was one of the real star traders at one of the very big firms. Absolutely wonderful knowledge of trading. But we have more people come to us saying they've lost money trading Elliott Wave than anything else. So it's complex. I did the course myself. I found it uncertain. There's too much thinking about possibilities going on, and you can't never have a powerful trading system unless you have certainty. And that's vital, because when you get up to trading big money, the more money you trade, and don't forget, as your trades build up, as your bank account builds up, you're going to be trading more markets. You're going to be trading bigger in those established markets. And the last point in this page is probably the most important. All Danielcode trade signals are what I call a light switch solution. They are either on or they are off. There's nothing in between. Simplicity is not just a strong point. Simplicity is vital if we're going to reach our true potential of trading more markets and trading considerably bigger positions in markets. And that certainty is an absolute hub of Danielcode trading. So what are you going to need to get started? Well, software and data packages. We use Trade Navigator from Genesis Financial Technologies in Colorado Springs. Unfortunately, as Greg's pointed out, they're not as good as they used to be. Tim Birch was the original programmer for most of Trade Navigator. He was director of the company, retired 2 or maybe 3 years ago. And regrettably, it's gone downhill. But you can use any trading program you like. They all do essentially the same thing. You can go to the Danielcode website and watch the 4 video recordings on our homepage. They're about 20 to 25 minutes each, and I sincerely recommend that you take the time to watch them. Let it soak in. They're 4 different people. They're actually 3 different people. Justin did 2 for us, but we could say 4 because Scott and Amy were a team for their trading, from entirely different backgrounds, entirely different qualifications, entirely different educational basis. Extraordinary. Mark L. Is a engineer. Justin is a photographer. very different values. What Amy's educational level is, I don't know, but I know that she goes to courses where she has to sleep out because she's fearful of mountain lions, which her part of the world, of course, are not an unknown occurrence. So there we are. So let me add this to you. We have a standard piece of paper trading that we give to all students. And I guarantee you that when you finish the Teach Yourself Trading module, you will achieve comparable returns, that is multi 100% returns on margin, to those that are listed on our homepage. And as I've said, the interviews are with different individuals from very different backgrounds. It's amazing stuff, and it's powerful stuff. It's not for me to tell you how good it is. It's for our students to tell you the results they've been able to achieve after they've learned to trade Danielcode. And that is a huge difference, I suggest. So the live Danielcode trading tutorial, that's the one you do one-on-one with me personally, that's still available. If you would like to take that option, it's still available. You simply need to email me, jneedham@thedanielcode.com. Excuse me, tell me you're interested in it, and we can get that set up for you. I suspect that the vast majority of you are going to want to do the new Teach Yourself Trading modules. They're much more flexible, they're much more convenient, and they are very, very much cheaper price point. Hard to resist. Okay, so I just had a few charts of today's trading I wanted to show you. And these are some of the things that are going on all the time with trading, but we just don't think about it closely enough. I've talked to you a number of times about the Danielcode black line, the famous Danielcode black line. I guess Akshay's probably with us today. He usually is, but he told me that we released this with the Danielcode black line, which is the last level of support or resistance for any swing, in, as I say, late 2007. And not long afterwards, a gentleman from Bloomberg, he was actually was using Bloomberg data at one of the big firms in Mumbai, I think, at the time. And the Bloomberg guys said, there's a wonderful new thing for you, a wonderful new level, price level for you to use. And what you do is you take this number and that number, multiply it by your grandmother's age, divide the age of your dog into it, and you come up with 89.3. Isn't that amazing? Well, of course, that was 3 months after we released the Danielcode black line, and it is amazing. And remember that the Danielcode black line works slightly different to the other retracement levels, the other red lines. With the Danielcode black line, it needs a close the other side of the black line if the market's going to go further. And on this chart, which is gold, you saw that it was unable to close below the black line. That doesn't mean it won't close below the black line tomorrow or the next day. But what it means, the market is telling us graphically, I couldn't go on with that downside move right now. And that triggered the buy signal in gold and silver, and nothing dramatic, but up they went. And a large lot of that analysis was based on its behavior at the Danielcode black line. So bear that in mind. This is natural gas, today's chart. Precision and target recognition are the only thing. I've told you again and again and again, if we're talking about trading price, markets will not turn without price recognition. And what I mean by price recognition is we need a market high or low or close at or within 0.1%, not 1.5%, 1/10 of 1.5% to give us target recognition. Look at what happens with this chart. This is natural gas. It's been trending along nicely. It's a dynamic trading market. It's not always a comfortable trading market, but it's almost always dynamic. And you'll be able to see you look at that low, or is it the low of a Wednesday's bar, 2731. What's our blue line number? 2734. That number's been on the chart for weeks and weeks. What happened the next day? Today, the close of today, the close, remember the target recognition is valid at the bar, high, low, or the close. The close today was 2701. Where's our little line in there? You can see a little red line, 2704. The blue line, 2698. 6 ticks difference, nothing. What about the low? It doesn't have to be both of them. In this case, it is. This market's showing off. It's telling us how clever it is. The low of today's bar, 2671. Where's our blue line target there? We're just about right there. The black line is 2672. 1 tick variance from target. Does this happen all the time? All the time. Every day. Week in and week out, these markets will find the Danielcode numbers because they have to. They can't turn until they've found them. And you'll see many instances with markets fluffing about for days on end trying to find the number. When they find it and show target recognition, it means a turn is pretty imminent. So keep pushing that point at yourself. This trading with Danielcode is precise, it's accurate, and it's simple. And it becomes simple because the rules are so clear and unfettered. This is the NASDAQ, had a up bar today, pretty feeble. Equities are just sorting out what they think they'd like to do next. But have a look at the bars. Monday's bar, the close of that bar was 1917.50. Have a look at the red line, 19756. 6 points variance. Have a look at the, that was the close. The low wasn't far away. Have a look what happens then. You get a couple of little up bars, nothing significant. Today, again, nothing significant, but the high is at 20116. The red line is sitting there. I'm about to get new glasses. Bear with me, folks. At 20108, 8 ticks 8 points variance. The close, I think, is even better. 2039 against the red line sitting there at 20048. In other words, this market, even in feeble state, is tracking the Danielcode numbers almost perfectly. And it does that whether it's high volume, high volatility day, or a feeble little wander around for a while day. It never changes. What I've got here to show you is the Russell 2000. Very interesting that correlations play a big part in market selection. When you talk about equities, all of the major indices, Russell, Dow, NASDAQ, S&P, and Germany's DAX, are so highly correlated that a trade in any one of them can be executed in any other. And that's a correlation signal. And for this bar, Russell, it's been trying to find some support and find some meaning to its life, and finally found a bit of a push-up, $700 odd. Not a lot, but it was nice. But how did that signal arise? It was a correlated buy signal. For today, we had our normal TO3 plus buy signal for the NASDAQ, and of course for gold and the Russell and the S&P. But because we had those signals in NASDAQ and S&P, we could choose to execute the trade in the Russell so long as the trade was elected. And don't forget, with everything to do with Danielcode, every signal gives you an entry price, the initial stop loss, and the failure point. There's no guessing about what the market's doing. You won't know it in advance, but what we are teaching you is that on any completed bar, teaching you to create the best signal to take advantage of that market. This is soybeans. It's basically more of the same, 1, 2, 3 down. And we had a line right at the low of that number 1. It was actually at the close. I've taken it off since then. You have to excuse me. Let's have a look at the bar with the number 2 on it. What am I talking about? The close of that is 11.07. Where is the blue line? 11.06. 4 ticks variance. That's all. Have a look at the next bar. Here's today's bar. Opened right on its number. Open was 11.06, correct 4. And just sat there looking beautiful with its low at 11.010. Where's the blue line? 11.00. That's 1 tick variance, folks, at the low. Amazing, isn't it? But it happens every day with Danielcode. There is so much happening within Danielcode, you can be aware of everything. This is silver. I had a long talk to one of our students about silver the other day. And what we had from Tuesday's down bar is you had a close of that bar at 2919.5. Look at the red line there. It's just slightly covered because the chart's moved over. That red line is 2919.5. In other words, 0 variance. And that sets up your buy signal the next day. So Wednesday came, it wandered around a little bit, but it bit on today. Nothing dramatic or up, but I'm just telling you how you could have foreseen this 2 days ago. And that's what happens with Danielcode all the time. Okay, let's move on here. This is wheat. Now, we've had a marvellous run in wheat. Greg, you've missed this one, mate. We had some fun while you've been away. You can see that we had a short sale there that made $2,800, pretty much running straight down. And then we had this phenomenon that I keep referring to as a target recognition, which is the final preemptive requirement to get a market turn. So if we go back and we look at Tuesday's bar, the close of Tuesday's bar was 560, correct 4. That little arrowhead you see in there, that's called a correct. That was at 560, correct 4 was the close. Where's our Danielcode line? 559, correct 6. 3 ticks variance. That's all. What about the next day? Well, here we are for now Wednesday, and we've got a low of 555, correct 6, and that's a little bit away. Nine ticks is nothing really, but have a look at the close. The close right there, 560, correct 4, against 559, correct 6. 3 ticks variance. 3 ticks variance. That's what set up today's buy signal. And was nice stuff. We had a lovely rundown, made 2,800. Have a look what the algorithm chart's done. It's made over $7,000 in one trade on wheat. It's pretty wonderful, isn't it? I'm going to have to start talking to you about stop loss management with the algorithms. When the markets are moving, it is absolutely fantastic. When the markets are trying to sort themselves out, not so much. But with a little intelligent stop loss management, we can overcome those shortcomings, because when this market's been moving, the algorithm is fabulous trading. And of course, this hasn't got today's bar on it. It was done too early in the morning, but we had an up bar today. Here's UST bonds, same things. We had a buy for UST bonds today. It did not get elected. By that I mean, with every trade it tells us the exact entry point, where the initial stop loss goes. And when we create orders in Danielcode, they're all conditional, and they're conditional upon the market getting to that point that we require it to get to. And this market didn't, but it may well be elected tonight from the look of it. But look what sets that up. What we're talking about here is this wonderful endless target recognition. That big bar down that we had on Wednesday, look at the close of it. It appears to be random. It's not. 118 correct 23. Where's our red line, I should say there? 118 correct 24. One tick variance. Go to today's bar. Have a look where it opened, right on that number. It actually opened at 118.24, exactly where the red line was. Perfect. And the low here today was 118.13. Have a look at the red line underneath there, 118.12. One tick variance. If you like the blue lines, 118.14. 2 ticks variance. That is what we call target recognition. It happens every day, and it's the preemptive quality that you will find on all markets before markets can turn. I think that was all I wanted to share with you. This, for those of you that are not aware of it, I call this Nirvana. This is time trading Danielcode time signals on daily bars in gold. And this was done a little while ago, but it's a wonderful piece of chart. This was back in 2023, actually. But as you can see with trading time signals, you will have a buy and a sell at almost every turn. And when I say almost every turn, I mean it. This stuff is deadly. This is the stuff that some of our students have been making their 500, 600, 800 or more percent on. And to show you the efficacy of time signals, this is gold, which is one of the more difficult markets because it's made complex. There's a whole lot of background noise going on about gold. There's always a whole host of bullion dealers pushing gold, going to the moon, blah, 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 all of that sort of stuff. But apart from all that nonsense, which makes life complicated, it is a marvelous trading market. And what you're looking at here is 2 years and 7 months of gold. And what I put on it is a basic 29-day time signal. Nothing fancy. 29, the first number in the Danielcode books. 29.6. I put a 29-day time cycle on this chart. You don't have to worry about the decimal points, folks, because don't forget, nearly 1/3 of the bars are missing off this chart. There are no bars here for weekends. There are no bars here for public holidays, market holidays. But the Danielcode time cycle seems to overcome all of that. If I told you that with one simple tool, you could find every important high and every important low on a market as complex as gold over an almost 3-year period, you would find it hard to believe. But there you are, seeing is believing. And when you do the Danielcode time trading module, this is a chart you will see, and you will also learn how to create all of these signals yourself. So exciting times ahead. And if you want to be a trader, watch this link. Now, this is particularly important. This is Mark L., who's with us today. As I said, Mark's an engineer, been a stalwart Danielcode guy for a long, long time, and he's still our undisputed champion. He scored over 1,000% on margin trading natural gas on Danielcode time signals for the whole of calendar 2016. Not for a period of months or something that looks like a nice piece of chart, a whole year, and he's done the same on so many other markets. But why I want you to watch this is all of the guys who've been kind enough to share their knowledge with you are great guys. It was very kind of them to do that. Mark's a little bit different because he did his tutorial to learn about trading Danielcode time back in, I suspect, about 2017, 2018, around that time. He gave this interview this year, 2024. So apart from understanding how to trade Danielcode time, he's also had 6 or 7 years since he did his tutorial and discovered Danielcode time trading. He's had 6 or 7 years to think about it. And here he is in 2024 still saying exactly the same thing. Nothing like it in the world, totally incomparable. Danielcode and John Needham have changed my life. Do watch it. It takes 20 minutes or so, folks. If you miss getting this link, it's available on the home page at our website. That's me for today, folks. We've pretty well run through time. We're not bad for time today. Pretty much spot on. Isn't that good? Maybe a couple of minutes late, but you'll forgive me. If you haven't already, folks, you're welcome to take a free trial. Just go to the Danielcode website, click the button, get your free trial. If you're getting ready that you're going to be buying some of the Teach Yourself Trading modules on Monday, that's the first thing you'll do. Set up your free trial, and we'll have a new box in it by then, which will allow you to tick if you are a client who's using Teach Yourself Trading. That'll be on the free registration page, and that will allow us to just make sure we understand what it is that you're doing and link up your new Teach Yourself Trading page with the programs and the various videos of the modules that we have. That's pretty much it for me, folks. This is our standard disclaimer, which I always show you and I ask you to think about carefully. Trading is a very easy way to lose money if you don't know what you're doing. And the good news about trading, it's a very easy way to make a lot of money once you do know. And the best way to become a Gnostic, one who knows, is do the Danielcode trading program, either the live version with me or the modular version, which you can get simply by clicking on the links. So I thank you for being with us today very much. And let's see, is there anything I've missed here? We can discuss that. Yeah, are there any plans to move it to another program other than Trade Navigator? The answer is probably it's a pain in the butt, isn't it? October of 2016 is when Mark did his tutorial. And Akshay says, yes, John, look forward to a webinar on risk management. Okay, we'll add that. That will be part of the of all of the modules, Akshay. Very prominent part as well. You know, we'll fine tune this as we go. If there are any of the modules that you feel there was something that didn't get covered or didn't get sufficient coverage, you can let me know. We can adjust that as we go along. They're all dictated by me, so that's easy enough to do. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope that your access to the new Teach Yourself Trading modules is going to be really helpful and profitable for you, and you'll be ready to go from Monday on. So enjoy your weekend, folks. That's it for me. I'll look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Bye-bye for now.